All right, gang. In studio with us today, we have from the Fargo Housing Authority, the 18-year veteran of Fargo Housing. We have Lynn Fundingsland. So, Lynn, thanks for joining us on radio.
My pleasure, Eric.
Hey, there are some big things that are happening in town. Specifically, I want to talk about the high-rise downtown, the big, beautiful Brown Highrise located just across the street, essentially from Island Park. What's the story on that? Because that was going to be sold and now isn't, right? Fill our listening audience into what's happening with that building.
Okay, we have worked on that particular building for about 8 years, trying to figure out a way to preserve it. We about 2 years ago determined we couldn't gather enough capital together to do the rehab. It's about a $24 million project.
Oh, boy.
We determined at that time the best option for us would be to sell it and use the proceeds in part to build new. Things have changed since that point. We have there's been some changes in the marketplace that has allowed us to return to the rehab option, so that we're working towards that. We're expecting in June of 2018 to start reconstruction of that building.
And how old is that building?
Opened in 1968.
Okay, and essentially it has been maintained but not improved over those last, 50, 60 years?
Correct. We've maintained it. It's got very deteriorated plumbing system in it. And because of its design, we have to really do a gut rehab to get at the plumbing. And it's got asbestos in it, so it really needs...
yeah, that gets expensive and messy and dangerous.
It does, and it's not insulated. It needs some serious upgrade.
But the people that live there are who? It's a building where I don't think everybody sees it, but not many people understand it. So who's living there?
So our tenants in there are lower income. Their average income in that building is $12,000 to $16,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
Mostly retired people or people on disability.
Okay. I imagine handicap accessibility for a building like that, too, is pretty tough.
It is. We keep about 10% of our units fully accessible.
Okay. So $12,000 to $15,000 is not a lot of money. Where can somebody live in this town? Because you work with the housing authority. Where can somebody live in this town if they're making $12,000 to $15,000 a year?
Well, it's pretty tough. If you're spending, $700 a month on rent, it doesn't leave much left over for food or meds or any kind of lifestyle whatsoever. So we've got under the wing of the housing authority almost 5,000 tenants.
Wow. In this town, 5,000 tenants just in Fargo.
Correct.
So where are they living?
Well, we're housing in our own units about 700 families, and the balance of them are living in privately owned apartments or housing, and we're helping them pay the rent.
Okay, so where does the funding for the housing authority come from? Is it government funded? Is it private funded?
It's a combination of we contract with HUD to administer HUD programs. We collect rent, and basically that's it.
So what would you say, Lynn? And again, those of you tuning in, we have Lynn with the Fargo Housing Authority giving us great information on the need in the community here. What is the biggest need right now for low and affordable housing? What can we do as a community to help support that movement?
Well, I'm not sure what we can do as a community, but the biggest single need that we're facing is affordable housing for seniors. We've got this tsunami of the baby boomer coming at us. And particularly, a lot of those folks, if they've rented all their life, now they're entering into a retirement and their income's going down. They need affordable housing more than ever.
Boy, when you say the baby boomers are coming, I think I know what that means, but I want to make sure the listening audience understands that. When the baby boomers are coming, specifically, what are you talking about, Lynn?
Well, our population's aging. And, that baby boom group, I forget the exact years. I'm in the middle of it. 1948, I was born. So,
okay.
That particular demographic is a fairly good share of our total population.
Right.
And we're all aging. We're all entering retirement age.
And people are living longer, and they're having continued needs to have a place in which is affordable for them, right?
Correct.
Boy, we are in this conundrum right now of a sort. What's the solution?
Well, I'm not. I'm not sure, Eric. That's the
Yeah,
solution.
me
we're,
either.
we're trying to build. We've been building new affordable housing for the past 11 years, of 30, 40, 50, 60 units a year. Now we're at a point, and there's limited resources to devote to that, financial resources. We're going to pause in our new construction and tend to the preservation of our existing affordable housing.
Okay.
We've got the high rise that you mentioned, 248 units there. On the north side by Northport Shopping Center, we've got a 98-unit building that
Is that the New Horizon building?
That's New Horizons.
Okay.
We're going to begin the rehab of that building in June of this year.
Okay.
And then on the west side of the downtown, we've got a little smaller 48-unit building, Pioneer Manor.
Okay.
And that, too, needs rehab. All of those buildings are built in the same era. They're all needing some serious preservation work to preserve them for the next 30 or 40 years.
I can say this as somebody who is not a baby boomer. I'm between millennial and Gen Xer from when I was born. I was born in 1980, and as we take a look at this, I think that this younger generation and these younger generations have a responsibility to step up and to help be a part of this solution here. And Lynn, I agree with you. It's not an easy solution of this needs to change and then everything gets better. But you said off air that our population grows by about 2% per year, but we're going to see an influx of far more than 2% of people who are in need of low and affordable housing, correct?
Correct.
And so with that giant need coming, we have to be in conversation and a part of the solution here. So please, if you care about this issue and if you're passionate about it, I want you to contact the Housing Authority. Lynn, how can somebody get in contact with your office?
Well, you can call us directly. We're at, I can give you a phone number, 293-6262. One thing that could occur, the state has a housing tax credit program that was set up to provide new affordable housing.
Okay.
That program sunsets in June. We've got a bill in the legislature to keep that program alive and to fund it. And last banning, it was funded at $35 million.
Wow.
We understand that if we can keep the program alive, it's going to be at a smaller scale due to the pullback in the reduced amount of taxes available to the state. But
So we got to contact our legislators.
that would be very helpful, yes.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you being in studio with us, filling us in on all the things you do. Thank you for helping out the people who really need a hand up. God bless you, Lynn. Appreciate it. Those of you tuning in, head to livefargomoorhead.com during the break, and we'll be right back. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.